There is one thing that is backfiring in terms of the attacks on Vice President Kamala Harris, and that seems to be the attacks on her intelligence and anything approximating the sexist and misogynistic attacks. And evidence of that is that it even seems to have reached Fox News. Even Fox News is saying, I'm not sure that some of this stuff is working. This is very interesting. In this first clip, Fox Business's Stuart Varney says it doesn't really make sense for Trump to go after Harris as dumb. It just doesn't make any sense. And I have to tell you, Stuart Varney is making a lot of sense here.
Look, this is anecdotal, but I've been hearing a lot from women. They are not happy with what Trump has been saying and some of the language that he's using about Kamala Harris. It's insulting. Should he tone down his language?
I think what we should do is let's look at the message. Are we trying to get our country back on course? Are we trying to stop what's going on at the border? Are we trying to stop the raping and the killing of Americans across the country? Are we tired?
But hold on a second,
Americans
Congressman. I mean, I've been out and about over the weekend, and when Donald Trump called Kamala Harris dumb, that was a profound mistake, in my opinion. Women react to that kind of thing, and so they should. I mean, don't you think he should tone down the language? And okay, get through to the central message by all means, but tone the language down. He said he was going to be nice, and then he says, I'm not going to be nice. I think that's a mistake.
Well, what you're seeing with Donald Trump, he is who he is. He's a fighter.
He is who he is. And that's the catch-all that they use just to get out from under this stuff. Well, he just kind of is who he is, and that's all it is. Well, what Stuart Varney is pointing out is that there are growing swaths of women that Trump needs in order to win who are saying, I don't like this at all. She became black. She's dumb. She didn't pass her bar exam on the first try. And it's not just Stuart Varney. Neil Cavuto was interviewing Republican Senator John Kennedy, has nothing to do with the Democratic Kennedy family. And Neil Cavuto started pointing out, some of these attacks, they're seeming a little bit unfair. I don't know that they make sense. Even you, Senator Kennedy, have been doing some of this stuff. And Kennedy doesn't like it. But I think Neil Cavuto's completely correct here.
I'm just wondering, do you worry how that comes across? And maybe you draw no distinction between a female candidate and a male one, then that's fair game. But that this could hurt you with female voters with these type of comments.
Well, let me say it again.
Sure.
The vice president is a candidate for president of the United States. I don't care about her gender. Neil, maybe you do, but I don't. I don't care about her race. I care about her
Then
competence.
why call her a ding-dong?
And I'm telling you what the polling shows. I'm telling you what the polling shows. Right. And it does. And I'll be glad to sit down with you and walk you through the polls.
Please do, because I never know when it's constructive to call people names, Senator. On the left or the right. But
I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but let me say it again.
Senator, you keep bringing it back to my feelings. My feelings matter a little. All I'm telling you is if you think you can gain this November calling people names, I don't know how far that goes, left or right, but we'll see. It's still early, to your point.
Your feelings seem to me like they matter to you a lot, Neil, and I'm trying to be objective here. Let me say.
So this is now Kennedy going ad hominem and going, you're just a little sissy, Neil. It's all about your feelings. Well, he's pointing out a lot of voters don't seem to like this stuff.
Again,
Are you really being objective, Senator? I just think you've got a bash-a-thon, a name-calling at her. If you call that being objective, I don't know. But, Senator, I do want to thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me, Neil. I hope you have a better day.
Yeah, so do I. Hope you have a better day.
Even that, I hope you have a better day, is an insanely condescending way of Kennedy saying to Neil, you're just too sensitive and you're attacking me because you're having a bad day. But when even Fox hosts like Stuart Varney and Neil Cavuto certainly know standard bearers of progressivism, certainly know language policers when it comes to attacks on women, sexism, or misogyny. These are not the people who are out there going, this is sexist and that's misogynistic. They're simply pointing out a lot of this name calling, DEI, dumb, stupid, a fool about Kamala Harris. Who is it helping? Is that going to help convince the people in the swing states who are likely to determine the outcome of this election? Neil Cavuto thinks the answer is no. And Stuart Varney thinks that the answer is no. So I think that they're right. Trump, as you know, flipped out when Fox News merely interviewed Democratic Minnesota Governor Tim Walz a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to keep an eye out for Truth Central posts attacking Stuart Varney or Neil Cavuto. But understand Fox's interest here is in Trump not losing. So the fact that they're bringing this up is a red alert where they're saying, even we recognize this is not going to help Trump get another 4 years in office. And I hope that they're right, because it would actually be a pretty sad commentary if, again, Trump can get away with all that crap and still win. And it's up to us to make sure that it doesn't happen. Let's take a very quick break. I'm going to give you an update about the pre-orders for my book and so many other things. Stay with me.